I've had to make statements like this too many times. Communities like this have had to endure tragedies like this too many times. We don't have all the facts, but we do know that, once again, innocent people were killed in part because someone who wanted to inflict harm had no trouble getting their hands on a gun. Now is the time for mourning and for healing. But let's be clear. At some point, we as a country will have to reckon with the fact that this type of mass violence does not happen in other advanced countries.
Let's not spend our short time here rolling over this argument again. There are so many numbers and so many varying conditional surveys that it takes days to unravel them all. Suffice to say that according to a 2014 survey, the United States trailed Brazil, Mexico, Russia, and Chile in homicide rates for developed countries. And this is using reported numbers, which many times are dumbed down and heavily edited by those other nations. But let's not be naive here. There's a gun issue in America, a weapons problem. And as a civilized nation that deems to see ourselves as a world leader in everything, we should be doing more about the innocent lives being taken by madmen, morons, crackheads, crooks, the mentally twisted, and the dipstick yahoos who perhaps mommy and daddy didn't give enough attention to when they were younger. The president wasn't entirely wrong in his statements following the murder of 9 people in South Carolina by a racist, excremental boil on civilization. However, once again, he and so many others use shocking incidents such as these to score political points when they conveniently, easily, and almost casually allow the daily reality to just go unnoticed.
Just before 10 p.m., an unknown person turned the corner onto the 4100 block of Ogden and fired shots into a crowd that had been gathered there for a block party. Investigators say the suspect took off either by car or on foot with a shotgun. These injuries range from people being hit in the leg to the face, and that 11-month-old child was struck in the neck.
A stroller and a child's overturned chair were left behind after a deadly shooting. A deflated bounce house sits in one corner as Detroit police combed through a basketball court.
We're just all out having a good time, you know, barbecuing, bounce house going, everybody was playing basketball, and the next thing you know, gunshots just rung out.
10 people were shot at a block party near Dexter and Webb on the west side. Detroit police say 1 man is dead, 9 other men and women were rushed to the hospital.
I just started running, ducking, like everywhere you look, somebody was with a gun.
Around 400 people were here Saturday afternoon, enjoying some barbecue and a basketball game.
No consideration for the kids that's being out here. It's just crazy.
One male suspect was shooting rounds up and down Patterson Street, but is now in police custody. Now, I spoke with one neighbor who has a bullet hole in her home, who says she was outside with her children at the time of the incident and is ready to leave Elmira. Can you tell me what you saw and heard today?
Yeah, 2 dudes popping off at each other, and my kids almost got shot. There were 3 shots that ricocheted off my house. Nah, I'm from Elmira. I know what this is about, but my kids don't, and I'm not letting them be around this no more.
Phoenix police swarming this Best Western right here. These are live images coming in from our photographers and our crews there on the scene. This is the Best Western along I-17 in Northern. And at this point, this is what we're being told. Around 4 a.m., a security guard there thought he was being shot at. Now, we've seen at least 2 different people being taken into custody. 2 others have been questioned, according to our crews there on the scene.
Now, these all occurred within the last week or so. All of them involve gun violence that occurs every single day in every single corner of America. Murder up 45% in Houston, 50% rise in Atlanta, 103% so far this year in Milwaukee, and that's a sample. It's not difficult. It's simply impossible to take the president or anyone else seriously when they feign alarm when mass killings happen, because it's always followed by the same rhetoric, the same mask of indignation, and in the end, the same outcome, shaking off responsibility for the deaths of Americans unless it fits their political agenda. I'd say the president should be ashamed, but we know better. He's merely the leader of the hacks. Maybe if they ever got their hands dirty and felt the daily blood of innocents running through their fingers, they would care. Sure they would. One would only hope maybe they would, and pay closer attention. That's my opinion, telling it like it is. Rock on, true believers. Have a great weekend. We'll be back. We'll do it all again next week on the fastest 60 minutes in news. We'll see you on the Hardline.